There's nothing less. Tradition, discipline, and rules must be the tools. Without them, disorder, chaos, moral disintegration.
This episode of The Harmonious Gentleman is brought to you by our friends at Blind Man Brewing, the most awarded brewery in Canada. They brew innovative, high-quality, and flavorful beer while working for sustainability through their green initiatives. Blind Man Brewing hosts all kinds of harmonious fun at their beautiful tap room in Lacombe, Alberta. Live music, cornhole leagues, wonderful tacos, or a refreshing pint with friends. There's always something fresh and tasty at Blind Man Brewing.
Well, if podcast episodes were the number of book titles that were pulled off of the shelves in Alberta schools, you'd know this has to be episode 160 of The Harmonious Gentleman. I'm Chris.
Oh, man, that one really hits home, doesn't it?
I don't know any specific titles that were pulled.
I misunderstood the news headlines, so I pulled them off the shelves in my home, too.
Okay.
I thought it was banned in the province.
I did see quite a bit of smoke coming from your neighborhood, so that makes sense now.
Yeah, the firefighters from Fahrenheit 451 come burn your house down.
Yeah.
I didn't hear specifics. I did hear the graphic novelization of Handmaid's Tale, I think.
Oh.
In 1984, maybe. I think it was a couple.
No.
I'm not joking.
Really?
Well, those ones kind of made the headlines because they're the ones.
I don't know if they were actually.
I think they
pulled.
were originally discussed, but they weren't pulled in the end.
I thought I saw it in the new article too, but we should.
Okay,
could
could
check
be.
this.
Well,
There's
we'll do some
160, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And
Call me old-fashioned, but I don't know if the book banners are ever really on the right side. Is that just me?
Well, there was a couple titles, and I thought, it makes sense this wouldn't be in a school.
Okay, yeah.
But that was early on when it was like, if this is what they're
Sure.
talking about, sure, get those out. But if it's 1984,
Well, initially I sort of thought.
what?
Officially, I sort of thought like maybe there was one or two books that showed up in one library that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's
And it's
kind
like
of
Yes.
you
the
can
truth.
take care of that pretty easily without crapping all over the whole profession of
Correct.
librarians and teachers.
There were other ways to do that.
But that's not what they're all about. I'm Graham, by the way.
Yeah, I'm Tyler, and we're at Phil's restaurant.
If you've never been to Phil's, but you're watching this on YouTube, it's more than just these two pictures and us at a table. But
Yeah.
It's actually pretty representative, though.
yeah, it is actually a pretty good.
Oh, there's
snippet.
windows and mirrors and stuff.
Chris, can I be the first to say it's good to have you back on the show?
Oh, thanks.
We missed you last time.
Appreciate it. I'm glad you guys though could do one when I was away.
It was hard,
Just
though,
to keep
hey?
things going.
We tried our best,
Yeah.
but we missed you.
You fill the spaces really well.
Thank you.
But it's also been a long time since we've been just together
Yeah.
Yeah.
through
it
a
has
podcast. Because the Kings ones we recorded a long time ago. It feels like a long time.
It feels like a long
now.
time ago.
Yeah.
And then the one with John is the only one we've done since.
Oh, we can. That's true. And I remember thinking we just banked like 3 episodes. I'm like, we're going to be set for a long time. And it went by really quickly.
We're good till March.
Yeah. Which is now. So it's good to be back. Chris, you planned something for us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler, when I sent a couple questions, he said this seems like a throwback to some of our original stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe we've even done this topic. I looked back about 60 episodes and didn't see ethics in any of the titles, but
No.
if I can't remember, hopefully our listeners can't
it's
either.
okay.
I think it reminded me of, I don't know, just like in the first 100 episodes, we
Yeah.
did a lot of these kind of dilemmas or gray areas.
What
or
ifs, sort of.
Yeah, what ifs.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any quick recommendations before we get our food and start this up?
I have 2. One is light and one is more serious. Which one do you want?
Combine them.
Okay. Okay. My
you do one
first
while the other's
recommendation is for Pajar underwear. I've always been looking for the perfect brand and fit of
Is this the serious one?
underwear. Yeah, this is very serious. Yeah, Pajar. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
Say the word again?
P-A-G or P-A-J-A-R. Pajar.
Oh, Pajar. Yeah. No idea.
Found them on sale at Superstore, and they've been great. I've bought multiple boxes. I'm trying to work up so my whole
You're
underwear
replacing it.
line is
Yeah.
all the same. They've been great.
So one pair falls apart and then you replace it.
Yes.
You recycle it in.
Kind of. So
Come in packs of 3?
yes.
Boxer brief?
Not the. I made the mistake one time of buying trunks. Have you ever bought the trunk fit?
It's
like short, too short.
Oh, too short. Oh, yeah.
So these are like mid length.
Short but kind of baggy?
Not baggy.
Oh.
No. Athletic fit, I'd say.
Okay.
But my other recommendation is to become more political.
Ooh.
Is to engage in politics, and not to do that by just going on, not through social media, but through conversations with people.
Grassroots.
And you don't have to get involved in an actual
Political
movement or party or anything, but just I've heard people say, I just don't want to be political, or I'm tired of it. It's too much. But I think we need to.
Like the opposite.
Yeah. But no, it doesn't mean you have to be full on, but just engage in it, have conversations about it. We have in Alberta, we have some important things to deal with as a province, and I think my recommendation is that everyone engages a bit more.
Well, our podcast engaged a bit more because we were mentioned in a CBC article about teachers and the Alberta government.
I was like, whoa,
Did
what the heck's going on here?
So, you can look it up if you want to. But yeah, I was proud to have our name in there. It was cool. That's not my recommendation, though. Do you have one, Chris?
Yeah, it's to listen to a folk singer named John Prine, Prine. Do you know him?
Yeah.
I don't know why I've never heard of him, but now suddenly I listen to him a lot.
He's
got some great stuff. Is he still alive? I know nothing about him.
I don't think he's still alive. But yeah, it's really
Anyway.
good stuff. Who got you into that? Did you just discover it?
Just somebody at work mentioned, have you heard of this guy? And played one song, and then I kind of kept listening.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mine's quick. Like, we had John on last time talking about young men and their influences and stuff, and the manosphere and that kind of stuff. But then we mentioned adolescence too.
Yeah.
But then you guys have probably seen that new Netflix documentary with Louis Theroux about
The Manosphere. I think it's called Manosphere.
The Manosphere. Okay, yeah. And Louis Theroux's been doing documentaries for decades, but it's his newest one. And I actually don't think it's his most amazing piece, but as a follow-up to adolescence in that conversation, he spent some time with some of these influencing guys who have these followers of young people, and it's horrifying. Like it's hard to watch sometimes because what these people say and how many people listen to them. But if you want to follow up on the topic, check it out.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Yeah. Cool. I haven't seen it, but someone just recommended it yesterday to me. So,
like I said, I've seen a lot of his stuff, and I don't think it's quite as poignant or like maybe even in depth. It's more just like put a microphone in front of these guys, see what they say, consider that. But it doesn't. Yeah, still worth watching. Yeah. Also worth watching.
Check it out.
This episode coming up.
I hope so.
Yeah, we ordered, so let's decide if we're gonna eat or record more first. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Chris, you want to give us a little teaser? What are we talking about?
Yeah, the title might be, I don't know what it's named out when it actually comes out, but my working title is Ethical Gray Zones. So the question, we'll talk a little bit about what are ethics and morals and how does that influence our decision making.
Okay.
Love it.
Sounds great.
This segment is brought to you by Cilantro and Chive. Delicious, creative dishes, a huge variety of locally crafted drinks, and with locations in Lacombe and Red Deer, they're making two communities more awesome. Check out their mouth-watering Burger of the Month, a rotating menu item that satisfies your hunger and supports local initiatives and charities. Cilantro and Chive. Fresh, simple eats.
Well, I like our habit, you guys, of starting often a topic with trying to define what it is we're talking about. So if we were trying to define the terms ethics or morals, do you have a sense or a working definition for yourself that you would be able to say this is what it means when we use the word ethics or morals?
For Tyler,
Either one.
Yeah.
I like
looking
this
at Tyler.
practice as well, but I like it better when I'm the one leading the episode.
I think you're the one who brought this practice to us.
Morals and ethics.
Yeah.
I have a hard time distinguishing between the two, but I think they together are kind of what guides our decision making. It's like the principles that we base our choices off of. Mm-hmm. So that's my starting point. Graham,
like
can you
that.
continue?
Principles that we base our choices off of sounds good to me.
Cop
I
out.
like that too.
Oh no, it's not a cop. That makes sense. Like because it
Cop out for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is definitely. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Am I right?
Well,
Well, I'll go a little further.
Sure.
I'll try anyways. Would morals would have something to do with your belief of what's right and wrong, and ethics would be more just they almost just are synonymous in my head right now. But ethics would be what's just. And maybe there's a difference between the two. What's just and then sometimes what's just might not match up with what's morally right.
okay. So, disclaimer first that there's been thousands of years of human thought, discussion, and, work done in studying these things, and my Google search to summarize this took me about 37 seconds. But
Okay.
here's what I've written down about the difference between the two, is that morals are personal and kind of internal beliefs that might direct us towards decision making regarding right and wrong, and ethics are the external rules kind of going forward that would govern our conduct. So if you think of morals as
Okay.
our personal or individual compass that we might each have, and that could be based on religious beliefs, upbringing, our experiences, and then the ethics is the rules that we kind of agree to as a group.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be more things like our laws that we have.
Yeah.
But our morals are internal, our ethics are kind of the external.
So do our collective morals guide our ethics?
I think historically in our society that would be the case.
And I think that's
The way
why
I
maybe
think of
there's
that.
some tension between the two, where you have this individual moral, that's my belief, based on my experience or things I've read or religion or whatever it is. But then I also have this belief about what society thinks is right
Yeah.
and just.
And then you're also watching what's happening in society going, is this actually what we believe? Are these actions happening because of what we collectively believe, or is this in conflict with that, which I think gets us into sticky situations too, maybe.
Yeah.
Or at least wondering how does the carrying out of what I thought we believed actually look like. I can see that can cause some tension for people too.
Like when foreign schools are bombed, and you wonder,
Is this really what
how
we're
does
all
that
about?
fit the? Yeah.
And we've heard expressions like the end justifies the means. That can be an ethical discussion.
Yeah.
Because if in the end we want something like this to happen, then maybe there are casualties of war and schools are going to get bombed, right? That could be, there could be people who are ethically making those arguments or attempting to.
Is there a universal, in a society, is there an universal ethic?
Well,
With your definition, it's what society says is right and wrong or something along those lines. But it feels like, in my to answer my own question, I don't think it feels that way.
right.
We all disagree on what's ethical.
Do you think it ever felt that way and now you're wondering if the ethics are changing, or
Well, just with that definition for ethics, that it's I think the group, or you can read it again maybe.
Yeah, this jot note just says the external, societal, or professional rules governing our conduct.
So
So you might have ethics in your organization or in your family or in a political group
Okay.
or a whole country, but those could be in opposition to other people's ethics that exist in your own society.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think there are layers of ethics at each of those different levels,
Okay.
but they might not all be.
But it's
in
not like
harmony
everyone
with
in
each other.
Canada believes this is
Right.
ethical.
No.
and
Well,
this is not.
some things maybe. We might all agree that murder is wrong or something like that.
Well,
But do we?
but
but
when you
capital punishment might be something that someone would
Right.
argue for,
And then there'd be
that's a
people
different ethic.
who would have categories of that that would say.
so maybe it's interpretation of murder, which is where we differ, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Which you
How
could
we-
see with end of life care or abortion. There'd be
Sure.
lots of categories within that
Yeah.
that different people would consider certain things to be answers or not to that. Another
Yeah.
way to think of ethics is the study of the philosophy of the establishment of those principles. And I think the word principle could also be a synonym maybe for morals. So there's lots,
Yeah.
for our purposes, if we think of morals as our internal compass and ethics as the rules that we put forward.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that okay?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we played like a Would You Rather game before.
Yeah.
That isn't kind of be totally about this, but I sent a few questions to you about like what kinds of things we could talk about.
Sure. Yeah.
And if we talk about some great areas, I think we can probably agree that it's a tough topic to just say we can all agree on ethics. Like we've already, I think, established that. That's going to be tricky. And maybe even at our own table right now, there would be things that we would say, I would think, oh, this is ethical or proper, and vice versa. We might disagree about that. So do we want to just get right into some of those, or
one
should we
quick
take a
question,
break?
like what you think, like, do you think we always talk about our divided, how we feel more divided as a country, as a, whatever it is, as a world. Like, are ethics at the heart of it? Like, when you think about, like, where's the fissure? Like, what's the heart of the matter here? Mm-hmm. Is it ethics?
Well, I wonder, Canada has changed a lot even in my lifetime. I'm almost 50. And I wonder when a group is really homogenous and has a really similar life experience, background, is it easier to arrive at like a similar ethic? Mm-hmm. And then when you have more variety of people and backgrounds, is that, like, I'm just wondering, that's just a question I would have.
Yeah, no,
and that isn't right or wrong, or it just, maybe it's easier to agree on things when you all are kind of the same group of people.
But I do spend lots of time, I like that question. I do spend a lot of time thinking about, like, what's happened? Like, what actually fundamentally is happening with people, and why are we arguing so much more? Why do we seem so much more extreme?
Right.
And
or polarized, or in disagreement about even topics like this.
I think, and I've always said, like, I think we've always been that way, but I just feel like it's way more, it's just heightened now or something. It's more out in the open. Whatever it is it ethic based? But it's just a thought.
I think it's, another word would be like norms, right? Mm-hmm. Like norms have changed, right? Like now it's more socially acceptable to be disharmonious, or to be, it's almost like expected to pick a side and fight and have an enemy, or and lots of things. I would say lots of things have happened like over the last 50 years where that's shifted what's expected of us as citizens, and social media would be a big one, and
so do you
globalization.
Think part of that is like, and people also have a platform to air those things?
Yeah, and I think yes, and also you feel less. And when you feel like you might be the only one who believes something, you're more careful with voicing those opinions. But I think everyone feels now like they have their echo chamber, or they have people on their side, so they're emboldened to say the things that they would have kept inside. Now they feel like they can say it out loud, or through a screen.
And that every voice like has equal amount of
or the belief that their voice
or airtime or
is the one that's being suppressed and needs to be
amplified. Yeah.
It is it's quite a shift. Hey, like, it used to be that you almost had to earn that voice.
Yeah, some credibility kind of
through study or through experience, but now it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like,
well, I think you'd kind of feel it out. You'd be like, I feel this way. I'm gonna say something and judge the reaction of the people around me.
Yeah.
And if they are turned off by it, like, oh, maybe I've gone too far, or and then
reconsider a bit.
Reconsider. But I feel like now a lot of that happens in the echo chamber, and then it just kind of, like in an echo chamber, it gets louder, and then you go out into the real world, and you're just let it fly.
Yeah.
But
we've talked before about how, like, a conservative, small c conservative viewpoint can be like to think of the good old days, like it was better when, and for some reason I was thinking about the 80s a lot. Oh, like, I'm not massive on 80s music, but the movies were so great, and my toys were cool.
Some good movies.
The freedom I had as a kid was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of comparing that a little bit, and thinking, was it actually better, or was it just because I hardly knew what was going on around me and thought, I was a little more carefree. So that's what I'm hearkening back to as kind of the good old days. But I also have this idea that we kind of all thought the same, or we're like motivated to be, aroused by the same good things, or defend the things that should be. But maybe that was never actually the case. So I wonder, in terms of ethics, were people more similar, fighting for what was right? And but that can just
Maybe.
simply be revisionist history easily.
And I bounce between those two all the time in my head, where I think, like, it was better in some ways, but I don't want to be that old guy that's like, in my day.
I know.
Yeah.
Because there were people in those past decades who were more marginalized, and like it was way harder for certain people.
Right, exactly.
So
I'm trying to do that in my head and not tell other people how
well,
good the 80s and the 90s were. Yeah. Too late. It's out of the bag now.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we maybe?
No, I'll give you some scenarios.
Okay.
How about after the break?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This segment is brought to you by the King's University in Edmonton, Alberta. Check out King's brand new Bachelor of Kinesiology degree. This integrative, highly practical health sciences program is about preparing you for careers in human performance, sports, and biomechanics. If you have a passion for movement and exercise, visit kingsu.ca/kinesiology.
Okay, so we're going to talk about maybe 3 different categories. We'll see how much time we have.
Yeah.
I'll give you like a topic or a question, a leading question, and see. Let's just banter around these ideas. Is that the right verb?
Banter around?
Batter around?
Bat around.
Bat around.
Bat around.
Okay. So let's talk about responsibility versus self-preservation. If you think
Okay.
of like how busy you might be and what you do for other people, here's the question. How much should you sacrifice for others? So maybe think of this in terms of what ethics you have that would guide some of those decisions. Should we sacrifice anything for others? Might be part of it.
That's a really good question. Are you asking us?
Yeah.
I think my answer might not line up with what I will do in the moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think my answer is kind of a natural, like, of course. I would want someone to look out for me if I was in need. And in some ways, I would almost expect it. Right? Like, I would almost, if I was on the side of the road with a car broken down somewhere kind of dangerous and my hazards were on, like, I would sort of expect somebody to stop and help me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I can almost see a scenario where, like, no one's stopping and I'm kind of annoyed. But then I've also driven by that and not stopped. So I'm a hypocrite, I think is what I'm trying to say. I think I think a lot of us, maybe our intentions are good. So yeah, I do think we should, as human beings, if we can, sacrifice if someone's in need. Do I always act that way? Let's go to Tyler and we'll see.
That's a good answer. I think I'm trying to bring this back to morals. Like, you might have this, because I'd agree that I think we should sacrifice for others, almost to like a pretty extreme amount.
Yeah.
Like, because I was going to try to make the argument that you should always be sacrificing for others. But then I was trying to push that as far as in my head, just if you go too far, then you have nothing. Like, if you sacrifice everything all at once, you have nothing to give the next day or to the next person that you encounter. Sure. Like, if I sacrificed my entire, like with someone on the side of the road, give up my time and energy for that day, and then I might actually be a piss poor father when I get home.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So maybe like you have to pick your spots, but
like understand what your is
what your
to give up
capacity or whatever.
Yeah.
But as like a moral guiding principle, I think we should be thinking sacrifice for others all the time. But does that mean, so both of us kind of gave a similar answer.
Yeah.
But are our morals what we think we should do, or is our morals what we actually
You're jumping the gun a little, because this is where I was going to try to get to after we did 3 scenarios. But
okay. Well,
you're there already, Tyler.
You can go. Like, do you have an answer, or do you want to go to the next one?
I was just going to say, my hero in life is Shia LaBeouf. No, just kidding. It's Jesus. And when I think of like what he sacrificed in the end, completely emptied himself of everything. If that's like the model that from my moral compass, like I'm supposed to follow, then I guess there would be no limit to what I should give up. And I don't know if that's what we're all asked to do, but it might be. And if that's the case, I don't really know what to do with that at times.
Do you feel like you do a good job?
No, like I'm still alive and I haven't given everything I have away, and
right, but
but do I think I sacrifice things for others.
You
but
strike me as someone who is help. Yeah,
there's definitely things I haven't given up or like I hold on to, and like I think this can get into things like burnout and compassion fatigue and what do I have left for my family if I'm always helping other people, and am I taking care of myself? Is there a healthy limit to these things? And I think also what you got to was, does what I believe line up with what I actually do? Like, who cares what your morals are if your outward action doesn't match that?
We're so quick to judge other people that we see faltering in their morals.
Yeah.
But I mean, who among us is not guilty of failing?
Sure.
No moral obligations.
This sounds a little bit like, not a debate necessarily, but comparing individualism to collectivism, right? Like, what comes first, yourself or the group? Yeah. And in society, like in Canada and Western civilization, it's very individualistic. Like the belief is that if we look after everyone just looks after themselves, that's better for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And there would be less to sacrifice if everybody was doing that, because somebody would be sacrificing for you and you'd be gaining. Is that what you mean?
No, I think I'm trying to take the position. I'm not an individualist.
No, I understand.
I'm a collectivist, but I feel like if someone were to counter what we've been saying and say, no, like it isn't your responsibility to look after other people, just look after yourself, then no one has to look after you. Yeah. Right? Like, I view that as a selfish perspective.
And unrealistic, too. Like, it's like...
Yeah. There's going to be... there's things that people might be trying to look after themselves, but just can't. Yeah. Or circumstances have made it so they need help. But I think there are a lot of people in society who think that way. Think that individualism isn't selfish. It's actually for the good of everybody. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, I think our answer was on the more collectivist side. Yeah, it's our responsibility to look out for other people. But when you look at the way society's set up, we don't do that. And it's not expected that we do that. And there's a lot of it. We've clearly justified it.
Right.
Morally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even the idea of you see a car with its hazards on and go, well, they have a cell phone. Like, there's an individualist reason for me not to pull over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've got to get to my whatever on time. Yeah.
Yeah. You want a scenario?
Should we try a new one?
Yeah. We'll just keep rolling.
I thought that was going to be a light one to start. So here's the next one. Forgiveness versus consequences. Can you truly forgive someone and still hold them accountable? Are you sacrificing something to allow that to happen? Maybe forgiveness isn't an ethic you believe, or maybe that doesn't come out of your moral compass, but I think it's a good habit or practice to be able to let certain things go. And I kind of think of forgiveness as like, if you have the right to hold something against someone, but you kind of release that. So what do you think? Does forgiveness is letting people off the hook? Are we sacrificing some of our ethical duty? Or
we've probably all heard the sentiment that you forgive almost selfishly for you. It's not so much for them. It's like you don't want to live with that, so you let it go for your own,
because it's better for you too. Yeah,
you've heard that. So that's what's getting me a little bit tripped up here a little bit, because it's like I wouldn't call that selfish. I thought, but you could see it's more for you that you do that to move on. So are you absolving them of what they've done by doing that? Like, I don't think so. But are there? I just think about, like, are there things that you can't forgive? Like, are there things in your life where that something could happen that you actually just cannot ever forgive?
Like, shouldn't or can't?
I mean, can't. Like, I mean, because you could
like
tell
it's
someone,
not possible.
Yeah, like, so, and even though you want to or you want to try. I don't have any examples. I just think like someone could say, "Hey, you should forgive someone for you," and it's like, well, what if it's just not possible?
Yeah.
Because you can say,
Yeah.
"I forgive you," but that might not mean you actually do that.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever said to someone, "I forgive you," even though inside you're like, "I actually don't"?
I got to think about that.
Yeah, that's a tough question. Maybe Tyler could help us out a little bit.
I'm trying to think if I've ever told somebody I forgive you. Like, have I ever actually used those words?
Well, with your kids, you must have used those words when.
I forgive
Or did your kids never
you.
make mistakes? Well, that's
No, they've made mistakes, but I don't know if I've
They never apologized.
verbally. Yeah, right. Have I verbally said I forgive you? Probably, but I can't even think of an example.
no.
We've tried to use that language with our kids. It's my kind of gut reaction is it's okay. Like that's when someone says they're sorry, I'm like, oh, it's okay. But when it's something, when someone actually harms you, it's not okay, right? Like so when you
Right.
say when someone apologizes,
Yeah.
and you say it's okay,
Yeah, right.
that's not
That's not the same as
that's not
forgiveness.
not an accurate message. That it because you do, especially with raising kids, you don't want them to think it's okay that you did that.
Right.
But I think letting someone know that you still love them can be that should be done even when
Yeah.
someone harms you.
What if you were to say, like, I'm okay? Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
okay that you did that.
Yeah. But we've actually tried to just say I forgive you,
Okay.
which is awkward the first few times.
Yeah, I bet.
Because like, oh sorry, Daddy, I hit you in the face with this soccer ball.
Yeah.
Like just usually I'm either let's assume it didn't actually hurt me.
Yeah.
I would just be like, it's okay. But to say I forgive you feels like too heavy of a
Yeah.
response. But we've kind of
Yeah.
normalized it.
Well, it's good to ease into that talk when the things are just a
Yeah.
soccer ball to the face
Yeah.
and not
But
something much tougher.
My kids have asked me, like, would you I've used that language too. They'll ask, like, what if I did something really, would you forgive me if this? Like, they've asked those questions before. Like,
Huh.
if I smashed your car or if I
Yeah.
set the house on fire, like, would you, they love to question, like, the
Yeah,
limit to
that's
my
cool.
forgiveness.
Right.
And
Do you
I've
have limits?
said, I said, I would never forgive you. No, I'm just kidding. I
Never forgive you
you know,
for
you
that.
tell them, like, I love you and those mistakes will have consequences, but I'm there for you. Like, I'm going to,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
but-
Kids need to know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. But
I have a hard time defining forgiveness
Right.
actually. And
yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
even thinking of your ball example. Like, do you need to forgive somebody for that? Or is that just like, oh, that was an accident? I'm sorry. It's okay. That is where I would for sure say it's okay and not even think twice about it. But
like is maybe this is the way I think of it, I guess. And I like that when I say I forgive you to somebody, I'm saying I still love you.
yeah.
And that can be to my
And
child.
almost like, don't worry about it. Or are you not
but I do
doing
want
that?
them. That's the tricky part. Is if someone were to really cause harm to me, or even to someone else, they're doing something that I think is unjust or should not. I don't want them to keep doing that. And they apologize, and I say I forgive you. I don't want them to feel like don't worry about it, because I do want them to next time don't do that, but also know that like I'm on your side, or
Yeah.
that I'm not
Yeah.
going to hold it over your head, or I'm having a hard time with the word
Defining
forgiveness,
it.
but
Okay.
Next one?
Okay, let's do another one. Thanks for playing along with this, you guys.
Positive.
Okay. So the next category is loyalty versus integrity. When does or when could standing by someone become morally wrong? Or I guess you could
Morally
swap in
wrong.
the word ethically, but
Yeah.
so I guess maybe you're thinking of like supporting someone versus confronting them.
I'm thinking politically, like, is there like a moral or ethical vote? Sometimes like that is a strategy used by campaigners, right? Like, how could you possibly support this person and have your morals remain intact?
Yeah.
Well, and that's happening on both sides of the political
Exactly,
spectrum,
that's
right?
right,
Both
yeah,
groups
it's-
of people are saying that exact question.
But that's the ends justifies the means, I think, thing, where it's like, well, I know this person doesn't line up with my morals, but
It serves, yeah.
they also don't like gay people, so that's got to be where I vote, you know?
Yeah. I shouldn't have laughed at that, but I.
Well, it's literally happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, see, the thing is, with your questions, they're good. I always think of like an example from my life, or like that I can kind of relate. I'm having trouble with that one. Like, if there's been someone, like an example from my own life, I can't think of one.
Would you? I guess another way of like the political one is maybe too not personal enough.
Yeah.
But if it was like a friend who was behaving in a way that you're.
That's what I'm thinking of more of, because I'm wondering, like, is it like, I know what you're trying to do in the question of voting being a moral decision, but I can see how a person could justify who they're voting for. It's harder to see if somebody does something like, let's say they cheated on their spouse. I know about it. They're my friend. There's not a justification there, or maybe there is in their mind,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd be less likely to go, oh, you voted this way, or like you're treating somebody really poorly, and now I know what am I supposed to do about that.
I guess. How high do you put loyalty on your? Like, are you loyal to the point where? Yeah, where's your threshold for loyalty? I guess.
Like, we could all think of like loyalty to a fault. Like what we've probably seen that, where it's like you gotta like, it's too much. You know what I mean? Like, this, stop being loyal.
Yeah.
But until you're in it, it's hard to know. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy to judge, right? Like, if it's someone you love and care about, you're really going to work your hardest to.
And they've messed up. Like, are you helping to bury the bodies, or are you turning them into the police?
Right.
What would I need to do for you guys to kick me out of the podcast?
Well, it's pretty close as it is.
Actually, that was going to be our last segment.
But there's people in my life who have done things that I think are definitely morally wrong, and I would not behave that way. Who are still in my life, who I still love. So, but I don't know if I'd call that loyalty, though. I don't know. That's a word I don't love either. Loyalty.
Yeah, because I think stand beside or support someone is maybe different than loving someone. Like, would you, if I committed some crime, and I was on trial, would you could still...
I could still come to the courthouse and support you.
But
without saying I approved of what your decision was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
would you stand, like, let's say I don't like throwing real specific things out there, but like, would you actually stand beside me, like right behind me when I'm in the at the table with the lawyer? Would you stand right beside me when I'm getting sentenced?
He murdered someone. That's the scenario, just so you know.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I think I would. I have so here I'll give a real example without getting any details.
Yeah.
Somebody I know did some bad things over a long period of time. I wouldn't say I was a friend with this person, like, personally, but somebody I was friends with was. And when everybody was abandoning this person, and like, I thought for good reason, like, it made sense. When I talked to this person, like, how can you still be connected to them? The answer was, this is the time they need a friend the most. Like, everybody's abandoned them. How are they going to possibly make good decisions going forward if nobody is supporting them? And I thought, it's a pretty good argument. Like, I get that not everybody can stay with them because of what's happened, but I also can support what you're doing.
Sure.
And don't think you're, like, morally wrong in doing so.
Every person is a completely different person. So the emotional availability or the time or right, like, you can't judge. Like, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can see either way being fine for a certain person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and to bring it back to, like, sacrifice, that friend B is sacrificing maybe their reputation or their time, their public perception in order for friend A, right?
And actually, my naivety was like that you actually agree with what this person's doing, obviously, to still be their friend. It's like, no, I don't. Like, what they did was terrible, but they need my support now.
So with these, like that, I agree. I think that's moral, what that friend did. But if the question is, like, what would we actually do? Like, how loyal would I be?
Right.
I think, just if I'm being honest, would be fairly abandoning ship sounds too dramatic, but distance
Jumping
myself.
off
Like I would
immediately.
distance myself from someone. Yeah, I think I would be more on that, especially if I felt like they had support. You know what I mean? Like, but if I knew this person has nobody, that would pull at my. I could see myself being like, okay, this person really needs somebody to reach out.
Yeah.
But my initial reaction would be I need to distance myself, and because I kind of assume they're going to have people supporting them, which maybe is not a good thing, but yeah, I'd have a hard time standing beside somebody who done something that I think is morally
Wrong.
horrible.
Yeah.
But I also I know we all mess up too, so
There's also
there's a line somewhere.
Maybe there's not actually, but in my mind, there's like levels to this too. Like there's certain things that I would have a really hard time even looking at somebody ever again.
Right.
Whereas, if you cheat on your taxes, it's legally
I'm
wrong.
there for you.
But that's not.
I'm there for you. Give
I'll
me
take
some
some
tips.
of that money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have one more scenario, Chris, that we want to just roll into? Or
We can do one more.
yeah.
Okay, maybe
Or-
this is a harmonious opportunity to talk about maybe a little bit to what you recommended, Tyler, today. So
Underwear?
when is it wise to stay silent, and when is it, when is silence harmful? So speaking up versus being silent, maybe getting involved versus avoiding. So that could be politics, social issues in the workplace.
Well, this week I'm feeling like guilt right now, even over this, because I did that CBC interview for the teachers' strike, and that was good. But then a radio station saw that and they wanted to do an interview with me, like a live on the air one, and I was like, yeah, I should kind of speak out. Like I'm feeling passionate about public education and I'm feeling frustrated with the government, so maybe I should use that. But I chickened out. Like on Monday or Tuesday, it was this nervousness was just kind of overwhelming, and it was a busy week to begin with, and I canceled, and I felt really conflicted as to like I should use my voice for something I care about, but I thought, well, the other people can, and I won't this time. I did that, and I'm even right now. I
and
feel
you
like
kind of already had.
I had. It's true, and again, a 5-minute radio interview is not going to change the world, but I also don't know if that's the right attitude to have either, because I maybe could have used my voice.
Oh,
but
that's an amazing example for this.
yeah, and I
topic.
legitimately feel crappy about it. Like I feel in the moment it felt right, and even as the day passed, I thought, that I made the right call. But now, as I sit here with you guys, I think like, why didn't I do that? Why shouldn't I, use my voice? And so, thanks for bringing that up again, Chris.
Yeah.
This was not a planned segment.
But I think we all
You guys
have
can forgive me for that.
opportunities to speak out that we pass on.
Yeah.
But your reflection on it will, I think, shift you the next opportunity like this. Now that you've had this experience and you feel gross about it, the next time you may not pass it up. So
That's right.
No, I think if you speak up every time you feel like that there's
Entitled
an injustice,
or whatever the word.
people tune you out, and you just become the person yelling on the street corner, right? But so
Yeah.
I don't think you should feel bad about that.
Thank
But
you.
I think a lot of it comes back to the sacrifice thing, right? Like if I actually think I should sacrifice for others, then speaking out is that sacrifice sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you're sacrificing your reputation or your
Yeah.
sometimes time and energy. Morally, I think we should
Yeah.
do that. Do I actually do it? Probably not enough.
And there are consequences to it too,
Yes.
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Sometimes
that's-
small, sometimes big.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe this is what being harmonious is. A part of being harmonious is knowing when to do that,
Yeah.
and then also how to do it, and
Yeah, to do it well.
and to not necessarily say exactly what you think.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes that's my guilt around this question would be that when I do speak out against things, I'm kind of going halfway. Like I'm saying, I think this is wrong, or we need to, what about this? When my opinion is really quite a bit further, but I'm only...
So you're like choosing to go to the gray area.
Because I'm not willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's some wisdom in doing that, but my guilt is that I don't do it enough. Like I'm not honest enough, or willing to risk enough in those moments. But
that's vulnerable, you guys.
That's what we do at Phil's.
yeah.
A little mixed grill and vulnerability.
Bunch of eggs and toast, and then we're ready to go. Yeah.
Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah.
Bringing real life examples to ChatGPT suggestions.
This segment is brought to you by Birdie Coffee. The team at Birdie Coffee is passionate about high-quality, locally made craft beverages. Enjoy a decadent latte, freshly roasted espresso, or something iced and delicious. Located in Red Deer, Alberta, Birdie Coffee Co. is a stop well worth making. But don't worry, if you aren't in the area, you can get their fresh roasted coffee beans delivered right to your door. Head to birdiecoffeeco.ca to learn more, or check them out at the Gasoline Alley Farmers Market, Thursday to Sunday.
Well, one of the things I wanted to try to do today is just expose some truth about how ethics and morals can be gray. Like, we can be pretty convicted of something, but then what does that look like when our actions are put to the test? So thanks for being vulnerable and bringing some examples about things around those topics. I guess a final question maybe, when you think about like what guides your own moral compass, like what are the motives, or what do you rely on or look to make those choices first in your mind and then as actions? Maybe this is something we should have started with, but you can edit it, Graham, and put it at the front.
Sure. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you all listening. To start us off here, I'll mention, I think a lot of that, Chris, like, I don't look to, so it's like a lot of it's instilled from when you're being raised by your own parents. So you can't really put a point on where it comes from, or necessarily, or even what it is. Sometimes it's just like a feeling or an instinct that you're taught is a huge one. I'll start there. Do you want to continue on with that?
I think in general, and this, I feel good about this answer, but I think it'll be viewed as a cop-out. But I think love is the guide, like for me, like what action is most loving. And then when that doesn't work, or it feels like I have to pick a side, which quite often in these dilemmas or scenarios where you feel like you really have to pick sides, like the standing by a friend one, I justify my choice by taking the side of who's more oppressed, like who's being oppressed in that moment. And right now that seems like that's been kind of working for me. Like, I don't, like, if that makes me a utilitarian or something, but like that's when it comes to a tough moral dilemma,
you might be a consequential.
That's kind of my first question is like, okay, if I have to pick a side,
what leads to better consequences overall for the people involved?
Yeah, but the person, if I have to pick who's it going to benefit, I want to benefit the side that's
lower on
that's lower, like that's being
order.
Oppressed.
Yeah.
If I can,
even if you're worse off.
Yeah, or if I'm not even part of the equation, like
which is easier to make those decisions.
Like if I saw someone stealing from a store to feed their family,
right,
and they live in poverty, like
the Jean Valjean,
I'm gonna let them.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
I want to get a little bit more serious stuff, Chris.
Right.
Yeah,
sorry.
But does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
no,
I would take the side of the person living in poverty, than the side of Walmart, who I don't think is.
And in some ways, that's also an end justifies the means thought process, right?
Yeah.
Well, isn't everything an end justifies?
I think so in a way, actually.
Yeah.
Because but justification is subjective. So like
Everybody's end is different. too.
Carpet bombing
Yes.
an ancient regime or stealing a loaf of bread to fuel your family. There's an end justifies the means in both of those.
not from Aladdin, that one.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Chris, what about you?
I think similar to both your answers, how I was raised, what my parents instilled in me, the principles that I grew up with, whether that was from home, church, school,
Yeah.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
I owe a lot, weirdly, to like weird 80s kid stuff. Like, not like we watch TV all the time, but when I think about like the Muppets and
Polka dot door.
Polka, did
Raffy,
is
Mr.
that where
Dress-Up?
my
They're like
Shel
commercials.
Silverstein, like, is that where my
Who's the guy
ethics
that,
and
that
morals
crawled
come
through a
from?
log with a guitar? Who was that
Fred
guy?
Penner.
Of course. Yeah.
What a guy. I love those guys.
What an interesting thought, hey? Like how much like we absorbed as kids through the media that we consumed.
Yeah.
And compare that to the media that kids are watching now.
Right.
Is that a thing? Maybe it's not
Like
worth
maybe
it.
you're going to be a demon hunter.
Well, the
Well, Bluey's pretty
Bluey
good.
is really
Bluey's pretty
good.
great, actually.
I think I love Bluey because of a lot of the principles are
Yeah.
really
yeah.
healthy
and it's
Tackle
like
good
real,
stuff.
like relatable and realistic, and
and cute as heck.
the things that stand out to me from being a kid are like actually the commercials, like the
Oh, yeah.
drugs. Some are good, some are bad,
Yeah.
or the don't you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like this is a message from concerned advertisers or whatever.
yeah.
Like those things are in my head.
There
Thought,
was a
like-
moment there that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Those, yeah.
Not to cut you guys off, but our machine here is dying.
We
'Cause
literally
we
have
didn't get the
8%
spot it fills
battery.
with a plug-in. So thank you for the conversation,
Yeah,
Chris, by the
thanks,
way.
guys.
Mhm.
Love your preparedness for and the thought you put into it. But let's quickly do some confessions
Sure.
and pay our bills.
All
I'll
right.
start real quick. My confession is, when I saw Tyler's glasses, I got angry. The Kits brand. They look good on you, by the way. That's not
Okay.
why I'm angry. But maybe my confession is I watch too many YouTube videos, but I don't pay for YouTube, so the ads have gotten kind of out of control. Like they're less and less skippable every time I use it, and I get Kits glasses ads basically every time I watch a YouTube video.
Really?
And you know, like your phone listens to you, so I always say out loud, like, I don't need glasses. Like, I don't need them.
I have 20/20 vision.
Because
Repeat.
But it doesn't stop. I think because I'm saying the word glasses, it doesn't. It actually thinks I
Yes.
do want glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the more I yell, so that's my confession. I saw your glasses, Ty, and I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, oh,
I'm
man,
a walking
you're a
advertisement.
walking ad- Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're
now
just
that I'm talking
wearing
to you
those
about
to
them,
annoy me.
my phone is hearing this right now, and I'm going to get more.
You're going to
So,
get more.
Okay.
I
Could
like
at least
you,
be
Tyler.
adult glasses so you could pass it on to us.
Sure. Anyway, they look good on you there, Ty. You're a handsome man, but I just.
Okay. But
It's,
now,
again, it's my own fault. I should just get off YouTube. Like, just stop watching it. Like,
That's not an
I
option.
can control that, right?
no,
Did you watch
they
that
just-
fashion
Can
video
you,
that
though?
I sent you?
I didn't finish it
Oh, okay.
because it's pretty
It's good,
long.
right?
But yeah, I like it. Yeah. I feel a moral obligation now to buy new glasses. But my confession is that at parent-teacher interviews, it was yesterday, I went to my kids' classrooms to kind of see what they're learning, and they get to kind of show us different stations of what's going on in their classroom. And my son, at one station, we had to do this "Are you smarter than a fifth grader?" test. And we were kind of on opposite sides of the table. We were both doing the test, and I totally cheated. Like I tried to be like sneaky, but look at his answer on one.
Like, because you weren't going to lose.
I did lose, but like
This
the
confession
first
too?
question was like, how many times does your heart beat in a day?
Oh.
And so I was trying to do the math, and like, there's A, B, C, D, and I knew some of the answers were. There was potential that I pick like one that's embarrassingly wrong,
Right.
and I didn't. I got self-conscious, so I cheated off my son on first question, but then I did feel guilty, and I changed my answer to the next closest.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be like pick one that was like, I
Way
can't believe
off.
you picked that one.
Yeah, right.
And then I did the rest more honestly, and I almost failed. Almost failed the test.
Do you remember what the heartbeat one was?
No.
Okay.
I would have
I'm not
no-
going to guess on the air, but I think I have a guess. We'll check later.
Yeah, like I was trying to do all the math, but he's just like ripping through the
Once a
test.
second. Yeah.
So, but also it gave me like empathy for kids, like because I saw him ripping through the test, and
Right.
I was like, oh man, and I just
It's
I
part
had
of the
to cheat.
test how fast you can finish it. Oh, man. That's real.
But Yeah.
Well, mine also happened at school. I do these things. I think I told you, like, I try things like shower in the dark or like have a cold shower or do things like sensory deprivation kind of things. So for a long time, I've tried, like, how long can I walk with my eyes closed? Like crossing a
Like in the
street
mall?
or like, yeah, in the mall. Not in the mall usually, but if I'm kind of by myself and I don't think people are around to see it, I'll just like, can I walk in a straight line and will I run into things? And
Yeah.
I kind of cheat and peek, but I'll see how far I can go before I chicken out and open my
I
eyes.
like this. Yeah.
Anyways, I was doing it in what I thought was an empty hallway at school early in the morning, and then a high school student happened to be watching me the whole time. And when I opened my eyes, he's like, "Mr. Coogan, like, what are you doing?" And I was kind of like, weaving, but clearly my eyes were closed. And then I didn't really want to explain it to him, but I just said, sometimes I just try these little challenges, and he didn't even want to like listen
He was,
to
like,
my
he was embarrassed
He
for
was
you?
like, okay, and he just walked the other direction.
Oh,
So
that's pretty funny.
I don't know which part is my confession, that I do dumb things like that or that I got caught.
I'll often sing pretty loud in the stairwell in the morning, and there's never anyone around. And obviously, once in a while, there's a kid sitting that I can't see, and I'm like, I'm just like bellowing a song out, and he looks at me. Good morning.
Good morning there.
Good morning.
Anyway, keep doing weird things. I like it.
Well, thanks, Chris, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Hey, if the people out there want to get in touch with us, what are they going to do?
You're going to email us at harmoniousgentleman@gmail.com, please.
Mm-hmm.
Or check out Tyler's wonderful curated Substack.
Yeah, the Substack, harmoniousgentleman.substack.com.
I'll put some things on there about motivation for ethics and morals that if listeners want, they can become readers.
And
I like, maybe even some of the questions that you pose to us, we can just throw on there as a separate post and hopefully get some comments from our listeners.
Sure.
Their answers or responses to what we said.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
Okay. It's good having you back, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to be here. Let's do it again
Okay.
sometime.
If you want a hat or a pin, email us, and we'll bring it to you. By the way, I've been giving them out this week a little bit.
Nice.
And so we have more. Let us know.
Cool.
Okay.
Very
Thanks,
cool.
you guys. Thanks, you Phils.
Thanks, Phils.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, girl. On
The Harmonious
Gentleman.
Podcast.
Harmonious gentlemen. Our integrity sells for so little, but it is all we really have. It is the very last inch of us. But within that inch, we are free.